Welcome back to the Secondhand Overland. I figured this is going to be a busy month, so you guys are probably due for some sort of an update and also a bit of an explanation as to what's to come, because there's a lot we've done, there's a lot coming. So hang on, this is gonna be fun. The Secondhand Overland has been doing great. I haven't made a ton of big changes recently. We did the backdrop and that water tower. I still haven't wired it in. I did finally unearth this guy, and I'll be wiring this in. This is normally activated. It's an Lionel accessory by tracks that go by that trip certain wires, but the wires are straight, and I don't really have a straight enough section of track where this guy can really work. So instead, I'm just going to wire it into a button and make it so that way we can give the orders whenever we want. That'll be way more fun. Details continue just around this area especially. I got a few guys that I've actually fixed in place finally, and a couple of them are literally just freestanding still, but it's been a lot of fun working on scenery and making this thing come to life. My son's been having a lot of fun with the cars on the edge of the layout, which is fine, but I need to do something about this gap here because we've lost quite a few casualties down the pit of no return, so that's been fun. Our two big boys have been doing wonderfully together here. 4023, really love that project. If you haven't seen it already, check it out. 4014 has been, bulletproof. I still want to do a little more work on the interior of the cab on this. I kind of want to focus on the detail there, whereas I focused more on detail on 4023 on the exterior, especially with that pilot deck. But the main line and all that stuff's been running fine. Haven't been having any issues, but I did fix one little problem. Over here in the Bat Cave, because I have engine storage under there, I decided I was tired of those engines sucking up all the mainline power when they weren't out and running. So I wired in this clever little toggle switch, and I can just activate power to everything that's under there. So this line, there's another line underneath that switches off. There's another line that comes out and through, as you can see from that being on. So sometimes I turn this on for scenery purposes, just to have that glow, especially for night train running sessions. But if I'm just running trains, I can just turn this thing off and everything powers down, and it's not sucking juice anymore. There's no fooling you guys. I haven't done really a whole lot of progress on the elevated line really since I tried out this totally temporary structure up here. But with Halloween and Christmas around the corner, I'm not too worried about that. This is going to come down. We're going to have the scenes up there instead, and I'll probably try and tackle this in spring of next year. But the top line is also the only place we can reliably run conventional because, well, this top line is isolated and it's just running off of this CW80 down here. Mine hasn't blown up, by the way. And it's a pretty easy way to run the couple of conventional engines that we have. I get a question about why I don't run more conventional, and honestly, because the mainline track is so long, we pretty much have to run multiple trains on it to get the most out of this design. And with trains on sidings hanging out and it being kind of cumbersome to try and control everything off of, variable voltage for track power, because I do have a Power Master under here that allows me to do that. But it's a bit of a handful because you have to get the one conventional engine going, and then you start moving and hope you have enough power to start moving all of the other command control engines. And that engine essentially has the right of way, pun intended, because that's the engine that I did that with. So yeah, not a whole lot of conventional here on the Secondhand Overland, mostly just stuff. If it is conventional, it's running up here on the top line. Speaking of the top line, this thing's really cool. I found this at a local shop. Some guy has made this. It's an AA gun, and there's even a little guy, and it turns and everything. I mean, I don't care if it's not accurate or not. I just think that's cool. So starting to look for things for like a military train. The upside I found to military trains is you can really run them with anything. You don't have to have like Union Pacific cars or Pennsylvania cars or specific stuff. Anyone can run stuff for the military. Honestly, the things I would like to get done are kind of the boring things, and that's why I really haven't done them. Engine storage is definitely becoming an issue. I really pretty much only have the shelf up there, which is not a great long-term solution because, I don't know, sunlight. But then also down here, I've got this where I've got them kind of stacked in, but I can't store the bigger, longer ones, of which I have many of here on the secondhand overland. I do, again, have that engine storage now in the Bat Cave. There's, let's see, Pennsylvania Duplex is in there. You can see 179's rear end hanging out there. There's a Daylight. There's like 4 or 5 engines underneath Mount Doom over here. So, I mean, I got Mount Doom and Batcave. I've just crossed over Marvel and DC. Whatever. So yeah, I really would like to get a better storage option for, especially for my larger engines. I would also like to get some curtains to kind of cover up all this stuff and all of this. And for those that have been following the channel for a while, you'll notice there's no more Lego table under here. Oh, does that make you sad? Yeah, it makes me sad too. The Lego table was honestly on its last legs, pun intended. It collapsed. The middle kind of just gave out, and it's all this crummy medium density fiberboard held together with super glue kind of deal. So I got rid of it. And we're going to be putting a different Lego table under there, and then yes, would be nice to be able to cover this around the edge so it looks all nice. As for October 2024 specific stuff, this month's a little crazy. Starting with October 4th, this Friday, if you're watching this sooner than later, we've got 3 Rails, 4 Dads, another live show with Chris's Trains and Things. Super stoked to have him on the show. I've met him at Spring York, and he's been a great guy to work with and to get to know. So really happy to have him on the show. Also, speaking of York, 2024 in fall, I'm going again, but it's a little different this time. Instead of just me being a gigantic kid, I'm bringing my kid, and it's part of a bigger kind of birthday trip for him, and we're gonna be there Friday morning until about Friday kind of midday afternoon. So we're not gonna be there for the whole York show, but if you're there on Friday, we would love to see you. So come say hi, wish my son a happy birthday, and that should be a lot of fun. And also, you'll want to stay tuned to the channel because I've got a couple of big projects that I'm finally wrapping up, and I've kind of teased a few of them on my Instagram. I've kind of poked at a few ideas here and there, but I haven't published anything. I think maybe 5 of you know what I'm up to. So really stoked to share the news on that stuff. So keep an eye on the channel. Make sure that you're subscribed. Hit that bell even if you are subscribed so you can get those notifications. I love sharing with this stuff with you guys, and just don't want you to miss out on stuff that we're doing. So leave a like, comment, all that fun stuff, and we'll see you guys on the next one, or maybe even at York.
Engine to dispatcher. Are we clear through the diamond? Over.